The name says it all.
Show with Nikki G and Juliette.
Nikki G and Juliette.
The name says it all.
Talk show with Nikki G and Juliette.
Nikki G and Juliette.
Alright, so we making a remix here, right? This is how my projects normally are. The name of the song is Savage by Bungie Garden, right? It is a pretty simple song, me doing a full track remix where we just like a simple intro, right? So to start it off, we have a 808 section, right? We have the 808, right? And then we have the sample, right? Then down here we have the percussion section, which is this. Right.
Hi everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Table Talk with Nikki G and Juliette. Juliette and Nikki G. This was a special with Pepsi. We did it because, when he came on, he spoke about his music and his business and carbon media, and it was so enlightening. So we decided to do this extra special because he wanted to talk about mental health and depression. So there you go, a total explanation. We are going to have him on in another segment where we would have possibly psychologists, psychiatrists. I mean, there's so many different people that we bring on. So we just want to thank you for tuning in to the special. Yeah. We hope that we helped at least 10 of you to deal with depression, to deal with anxiety, and you could reach out to us. We have our email and all our contacts below if you want to be on our show and you feel that you could contribute to our shows and anything possible, just reach out to us and let us know. And we want to thank Pepsi and all our guests for being here and sharing.
And thank you also for tuning in. Thank you. So keep it locked, because this is our actual interview that we had with DJ Pepsi.
Who's coming on next?
In the beginning of the the whole idea, the base of the idea was basically an experiment. It was me, trying to turn what I could do, or most of the crafts that I learned over the years, into something profitable or into a business. And it was mostly like a hobby, in where that I was like, every single YouTube video is basically an experiment. Every video is basically me trying something new or learning something new. Some of them like certain tricks when it comes to audio production. Some of them was mistakes. Let me try to press this, or let me turn this way and see how it sounds.
Yeah.
The point of it was just me basically putting my craft out there, putting my talent out, and that is where carbon media basically started from.
All right.
It's only after a while, after a few years of being on YouTube and seeing the numbers go up, the subscribers go up, and meeting all of these different people, is where that I said, now let me try to turn this into a business, in where everybody could benefit from it, not just me just doing what I want to do.
Yeah.
So the entire goal when it comes to the future or moving forward is I wanted to be basically a media distribution company, meaning that I think I explained this the last time.
Yeah. So let me just interject. When you say you wanted to be a media distribution company, we have a lot of distribution companies out there, but I know every individual one has their, whatever their company stands for. Everyone is not the same, what their goal is, basically. So your goal, I mean, I'm also in it. And, I mentioned before that I wanted to interview you because I think seeing younger people, I know back then I did my thing, and then my mom's friends and other people looked at me as like, oh, you know, you're young and you're doing your thing and stuff like that. So now where I am, when I'm looking at other people now who are younger, you're seeing that they're more creative, especially with technology. Technology in Trinidad has gotten way better than, you know, back then. I don't want to make us sound like super, super old, but technology has grown, you know,
over the years. Yeah.
over the years. Tremendously. So being able to go on a phone and get all this music and interact with people internationally. You guys are in Trinidad, then you'd find some other people from different countries. You know, it's very, very interesting.
I think the furthest the carbon media brand, I think ever reached was as far as Russia. There was a Russian girl that was there in the beginning, the early days of the group, and she didn't know anything about soca music. I think she heard one of Marshall Montano's songs, Showtime. She said she heard it on a Russian radio station, and she used to pick up the song, but the original song didn't come up. The remix that I made came up. So that kind of led her all the way back down to, and when she eventually came into the group, she couldn't speak English. She just, you know, we had to do like a kind of back and forth translation for me to, because she said she didn't know the song, she never heard the song before, and she was wondering if it have any other songs that like that. And I was like, yeah, it's a whole genre of music called soca music and everything. And you know, she was so excited to find out about all that. She's not in the group anymore because she doesn't really speak English. So in the translation, she said that, you know, it didn't really have any point being in our group and they can't really communicate with anybody because of the language barrier. But she said that she liked the music. And I sent her a Spotify playlist because I have a Spotify playlist now with anybody who interested in finding out about what soca music is. And it basically premiered today.
Oh wow!
Really?
Normally, most of these Spotify playlists that it have concerning soca, Spotify itself they have a self-generated playlist that it mostly have a lot of old music on it. Like it will have like the big popular songs like Kiss Hello and Shalmasha Splinters, and you know it will have already like, because Kiss Hello is the main song, yes, but even on that rhythm alone have about 5 or 6 other songs that not in the, you know, not in the Spotify playlist now. So the Spotify playlist is basically there. Well, the name of it is The Art Form. And well, one of the soca artists here in Trinidad, he was called soca music The Art Form because that is our art. Right, so
exactly.
You know, so it's art form, right? ART form.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
I will send the link for the playlist after we finish this. But it's a playlist I've been building up for the last few months. Spotify just came available in Trinidad like a few months ago. So is a new thing. And while I was on Spotify, I was like, it don't really have any good soca music playlists. You know, it have a lot of old songs. It have mostly the hit songs, but it has songs that in between that didn't get the attention that it needed to get. So I was like, well, you know, let me just make a playlist with everybody on it. Right? Even though it have most of the songs that was in rotation at the time of where they come out, but it really have songs that people don't know. So even if, like for instance, we have Hello, it have Catching Feelings, it have Holding On, you know, it have different songs on that particular rhythm, and it's a whole set of, you know, it's basically a lot of music. But back to Carbon Media.
Before you go on to Carbon Media, I'm on Apple Music, right? I had Spotify at one time. Between those, right? Which one would you suggest that is kind of updated? And I think the one with JC also, what's the name of that one?
Tidal,
yeah. But I hear Tidal has a lot of newer music, updated music.
Yeah, Tidal also has a lot of restrictions. So a lot of small scale artists, when most likely the music might not be on Tidal because Tidal is a very hard platform to get onto.
Oh, it is.
They kind of relax the restrictions a little bit, so that's why you see a lot of new artists trying it out. But when it comes to local and soca music, a lot of the music on Spotify,
On
between Spotify and
Spotify.
Apple Music. But
Yeah.
mostly I usually mostly use Spotify because well I have a Samsung phone and the phone comes with Spotify built in. And when it comes to the Caribbean, a lot of people they're more into um they more have Android phones. So Android
Right.
is a lot more favorable to Spotify than to Apple Music. So wherever the crowd is where I would be. But Apple Music a lot harder to get onto
Oh, it
than
is.
yeah. Yeah, good night. Yeah, Apple Music a lot more difficult to get onto.
What
So
makes it hard for because I have ringtones on Apple Music, but in order to get on there, it's like you have to have your what do you call it? You have to have your bio and all that stuff on there properly. You know,
yeah,
they usually
yeah.
check it and make sure it's you. And also your cover. Your cover has to be a certain dimension and stuff like that. So
Yeah, well, that's what it is across the board with all streaming services. Another
okay,
thing that they when it comes to uploading music on any streaming service is that they have a quality requirement.
standard.
Meaning, your music had to be a certain quality, a certain standard, a certain volume, a certain they had to mix it and master it a certain way. You know,
Yeah.
lots of technical things behind that. Um, but the reason why I kind of favor Spotify more is because Spotify a lot more user friendly and it's cheaper than Apple Music. So a lot of people will more be on Spotify side than on Apple
Spotify.
Music. Well, if you have an iPhone, well, obviously Apple Music will be built in.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
just like
Right.
the built in because I'm not a favor. I'm not a, even though it might sound bad because people will say, well, you know, you're a producer, you're supposed to have a MacBook and an iPhone and a this and a that and that.
Yeah.
I am more into the kind of Samsung Windows kind of because that's what I grew up with, but I'm not against Apple or, you know.
Right.
But when it
Right.
comes to getting music on Apple Music,
Yeah.
it's a lot harder and it is take longer. So
It
a
Okay.
lot
does.
of artists, especially upcoming artists, they tend to go to Spotify
Quicker.
first.
First.
Yeah. So you'll get more music on Spotify than on Apple Music. Anybody that's trying to get music on Apple Music is not really for streaming purposes. A lot of them try to get their music on Apple Music to basically sell their albums and whatnot. And a
Oh
lot
yeah,
of,
true. True.
because a
Yeah.
normal
That's
person,
why.
like you cannot upload, you can't just upload your music to Spotify or to Apple Music. You have to go
No.
through a service,
Yes.
a uploading service. And
Yeah.
like even on the upload like TuneCore or DistroKid, they would
Yeah.
tell you that to upload to Apple Music or to Tidal does take a little longer than
Yeah.
Spotify because Spotify does take 24 hours. I think Apple
Hmm.
Music will take about 3 days, and
Okay.
Tidal
Oh.
will take as
So you
much as a
don't have
week.
so you don't have to go through the streaming service for Spotify.
Yeah, no, well, to get anything up on Spotify because they have how to put it um the conditions that they have because it's music you're dealing with. They prefer to go through like a streaming service. Like it have different services to get your music up. You see, like how SoundCloud is a user-based platform and where that anybody could upload anything. Spotify, you have to Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, all of these different organizations. You have to go through a streaming service because what the
Yes.
streaming
And then they
service will do,
distribute it.
yeah,
Yeah. The
what they will do,
restrictions. The restrictions sound like it's less on Spotify
yeah. So
than
the
Apple.
amount of restrictions and requirements because I have heard even they have certain soca artists that and as an artist you need to focus on where your music would go because a lot of I don't really want to call names, but a lot of Destra music on Spotify is pre-recorded things that people upload under her profile, meaning that it seems like she doesn't really have control over Spotify because she have a lot of low quality music on Spotify under her name, which is a bad thing.
Oh.
But I think a lot of those songs were uploaded back in the days before all of these heavy restrictions, so it's
Okay.
not as bad. But the reason why they have restrictions is to basically avoid copyright, you know, and licensing fees and different agreements that they have with record labels and companies and you know, so they rather go through a streaming service than to just upload it direct or make it user based. Because if it was user based, it would be very messy because people just upload what they want and do what they
Anything,
want.
Yeah.
And that includes Julian's promos too. Like you have to send stuff to him in order to, you know, to have it uploaded to YouTube and, you know, and you pay for the service as well.
Yeah, well, before I decided Carbon Media to be a big media organization, I was basically going for a kind of Julian promos, but like for remixes, because well, yeah, there's a lot of music on YouTube, but it don't really have much places for people to listen to, because there are people who are interested in hearing a different version of a song that you already like.
Yeah.
So it was basically well, the original idea before it had like this. It at the beginning, to be honest, I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know at the time what I wanted, what direction I wanted the page to go, because it started off as me as a hobby. It's something I was just doing, experimenting. I was just playing around, and then it eventually moved on to I wanted to be a remix version of Julian promos. And then after a while, I started to realize that, you know, it could be a lot bigger than just a remix page, you know? It could be things in where it could be basically a service in where I could have like how to put it? It's like an all-in-one store. You see, like you would faster go into a store that have everything than to just go in a store that is just sell one thing. And the difference between my Carbon Media and a lot of other distribution services is that their services is not dynamic, meaning that they have about they have 4 DJs, the same 4 DJs, the same 4 producers, the same event managers, the same, you know. And after a while, and what I notice is that a lot of the companies, they have the same people, and they are older, or you know, they only do a certain type of service. The difference between my company and other companies is that I am more dynamic, right? So basically, I wouldn't have the same 4 people. I will have a different person, like interchanging, like basically. So I would have a wider range to choose from.
Friday kind of vibe there.
So the fire still a purge out, the fire still burn. The fire got burn and burn, and the same fire got burn and burn. Hey, with the fire make me serve them. Hey, give me the, yo. Walk with the fire, you come on the fire jump. Come on the fire education. When you teach fire woman, and me teach fire man. Give them the fire food, give them the fire man. When me the fire food, we make it them for them. And I give them the fire education. Burn Babylon, burn Japan, burn Pentagon, burn Vatican, burn confusion, burn disillusion.
Will be my last. I don't know if Juliette has any questions, but how has it been so far for you in reference to what's going on now, currently, with all the people that you have on text? I mean, I know you have 2 different groups on WhatsApp, and you had to explain that. So how has it been now? Has it been profitable or just a rewarding experience?
Well, actually, I have 4 groups.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, there's Carbon Media Global 1 and 2. There's a group called Carbon Media, I think it's Barcode or something like that. And there's a 4th group that I had to, you could say technically 3, because there's a 4th group I had to close down today because it wasn't very active, and it started to a lot of spammers started to come into the group, so I had to close that group down.
All right.
So
and the mailing list, do you
yeah, I have a mailing list. I have a link, MailChimp link, in where that That link is in basically every carbon media video. I think after about a few months ago, I started with the mailing list. And when it comes to people being dynamic is like, for instance, Kalu, for instance, right? When I met him, he was just a DJ.
Yeah.
Um, I asked him, well, I basically lay out everything for everybody. That's basically all right. I want people, I don't want just DJs. I don't want just producers. I don't want just mic men. I want people who could do everything like me. So right now I'm in the process of teaching DJs how to do production work, how to do MC work, how to do different things. So when Carbon Media actually starts up, we have at least a base to start with or to go with.
All right. Are they paying for this service, or it's something that you're going to give only to your group members? And how are you going to do it?
Basically, the base, what they do, how I operate with them, because I know there's financial situation where it will, the pandemic and things hard, and I would basically give them a basic knowledge, like basic knowledge, like the main things that they're supposed to know. But if they want to get into that any deeper, I would I will apply a little fee. But the way how it is, the ones that I am working with right now, how we basically work is that I do something for you and you do something for me. So that is how I was able to collect all of these stems over the years. That is how, because legally you can't pay for stems. You have to it's either up to the person to give you them, or you eventually find out or figure out another way, or you trade them. So what I will do, I will say, well, all right, well, I will help you do this. I will show you how to do this if you send me, or if we trade stems, because there are some stems that are above trading.
Stems is what?
Yeah.
I was just asking what are stems, because you kept mentioning stems, and I'm not a DJ or anything, so I'm sure the viewers probably asking the same question. What is stems? If you can just say it briefly.
Stems are basically like every track in a song separated out into each individual file. So you see, like for instance, it will have piano, bass, drums, vocals, and then when you put all together, it will build up into the song. So that's what stems are. It have different types of stems as well. It have band stems, it have remix stems, and then it have TV stems. So to get into that explanation is a whole long explanation.
But
I really get into that right now.
But I would one day, hopefully, when you're doing a training or something like that, we could see you, Pepsi, in action. And we could put it on our YouTube page, and that could attract more viewers.
More people.
Yeah.
Internationally.
Well, to be honest, I kind of look a little tired, so that's why I don't want to be on camera.
Not today, but you'd have it all mapped out. The day that you do a recording, you have it mapped out, and then it would be nice, so that they can see what they will be getting. Okay.
Yeah.
So about how many people would be in each session that would you say?
Normally, sometimes it is be full all the way up to the 25, but sometimes, like on average, it would be like about 15 to 20.
That's a really good service. Giving
that
back
is
to the youth, giving back to anyone. I know it's a lot of different age groups, so that's a very great task that you're doing there, and fulfilling your own need as someone who enjoys what you do.
Yeah, wow, Shayne. I mean, you're well-rounded, and that is amazing all on itself. And so, just to quickly finish it off, I guess, me saying, where will you be like next year? It just sounds like you're just starting to get into where you will be. But what is your vision for like next year? Are you going to add more classes? What are you going to do? What is your plans for like next year, if you can do that?
Well, my plans for next year is to basically take things off of Zoom and into the real world. Have some real world classes. I also want to further my studies, because I have a lot of different skills that I don't have any paperwork for.
Right.
I want to focus on getting a paper for everything that I could do because I have a certificate for production, but I don't have any official strong paperwork for DJing and production and because I could do photography, I could do video editing, I could do image editing, I could do computer repairs. I have a lot of different things that I could do. My goal for next year, 2022, is to basically get a paper to match at least 2 or 3 of those things.
That's
And
good.
I also in looking into getting a space to rent because I already have a sound system. I have a projector. I bought a projector, but I realized that the projector resolution not very good. So I just use
Oh.
it home for my son to watch Melon and Peppa Pig, and but I
Oh.
want to
Oh,
I want to invest in a projector. I already have a laptop, but I want to basically get these Zoom classes into the real world, in where that I
right.
invest into and use the funds to invest to actually start building up carbon media into what it's supposed to be.
To be.
Also, I have a lot of projects coming up, like original music. Like next year in 2022, I have a song that came out that I produced all the way back in 2018.
Oh
Is
wow.
officially
Mm.
coming out in 2022, which is next year.
Uh-huh.
Um,
No.
so it should be I have basically 2 songs that's supposed
Mhm.
to come out that was supposed to come out last year, which is 2020,
Uh-huh.
and then the pandemic came down and I had to scrap all of those projects. And well, the project's there, but I had to put them on hold,
Right,
and
right.
things kind of opening back up, so I want to release them
It
next year.
is. Who are the
Um,
artists on the cast?
a close personal friend of mine, Sugar Coated.
Okay.
She's one of those local Trinidadian TikTokers. She has the ability to sing, and I was like, well, why you don't try singing a song? And she was like, why you
Uh,
don't send a beat for me? And then I sent the beat, and within a few days, she sent back a demo, and I was like, all right, let me go in a studio and record it. And we
Hey.
that
went to the
was
studio, recorded
great.
it,
Yeah.
and the song is 95% done. There's
Uh-huh.
a little 1 or 2 little mixing problems in where I had to kind of mix the vocals a little bit and add on some of the effects, and the song should be done. But there's a demo that I could send. Also there's another song from a guy from Antigua called, I think, J Supreme is his name.
Mm-hmm.
He has a lot of projects going on right now, so we kind of didn't really follow through with. I had to go back and talk to him to try to get the song out at least.
Okay.
And yeah, so I want to put out some like original music because I think I do enough remixes, right? To reach that point where to say, well, well, I could put out original music now.
Music,
Um,
yeah.
Wow.
January.
Yeah. It
That's
sounds like you are going
wonderful.
to the things that he's got. We definitely have to tap back into you
Yeah,
because I just want to see even one. It's
Yeah.
exciting. It's exciting, Shane, and
Yeah.
you're someone that needs to be out there. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited that you're actually allowed us to do this interview, and we really, really appreciate you coming
Appreciate
on,
it.
spending
Yeah.
time, taking time from your son.
yeah.
And
He's sleeping. He's sleeping. If he was up, trust me, I couldn't be out here
Huh.
because
It'll be all over
yeah,
you.
yeah, all over. And we actually finally fixed the glass.
Oh,
The window
good.
that is
oh, the
From the
window,
last
yes.
yeah.
time.
Yeah, we fixed the
Wow.
glass. And
So,
this morning he was trying to break it again.
oh
So
Oh
no.
gosh.
This would have been like a part 2 deja vu.
yeah, we end up changing the whole window into a thicker kind of glass that are a little
Yeah.
harder for him to
To break.
damage.
The
So like
damage.
it might not be able to break it until he get a little older.
Okay.
But in summary, my main problem was struggling with anxiety, and this type of job or this career path, you had to put it's very difficult to put it aside and to control it in where that you really can't afford to be breaking down and or of the anxiety to take over. But on the flip side of it is that when you realize the award and the connections that you have with people, it's it basically how I see it is that it outweigh, you know, certain allowing certain things to control your life, because
Mm-hmm.
I see basically anxiety as a chain around your neck. It will hold you down. It will prevent you from progressing. And I just basically sit down, and it might be harder for other people, but for me, I was like, anxiety will hold me back. And I say, well, yeah, I had to push this, you had to swallow it down and just do what you had to do. Because at the end of the day, if I didn't get control of my anxiety, carbon media wouldn't be where it is today.
Today.
It wouldn't allow me to go out and meet people, to be on radio, to start a family, to do all of these different things. And there's basically a reward in life, and anxiety will just prevent you from achieving your goals. And my goals was a lot bigger than anything or any mental problem I would have. Once I say I want to do something, there's nothing that could stop me from doing it. And my son is the same exact way. That's why he broke the window.
Oh. But at some point in time, we are going to have someone, a professional, who we bring on here, because we're not professionals, a trained mental health counselor, but that's something that I did like 20 years ago, but I'm glad that you enlightened us and you told us about your story, so we know who to bring on here, so we could elaborate more about it, and
another time I will talk about it in more detail, like every step I had to take or every little thing I had to do to get over anxiety.
Yeah, because I know that with anxiety, it's not a day, today I've got anxiety and tomorrow I don't. It's just learning to function with your anxiety within the way you feel. And there's so many people, there is so many, when I say so, there's millions of people, as young people, who suffer with this, and there's no one there, they're just saying, oh, that one. And it is something that we really need to address. And
young and old,
the fact that you were able to push through, that part needs to be said. It needs to be, people need to know, so that if I have anxiety, and Shayne said, well, what I did was, in the beginning, I did this, and then they know there's steps to this. There is steps to getting over it.
There's a way out. There's a way out, because it don't have any. Life is short. The way how I see it, life is short, and it has so much things out there, because there are times where I feel I also have depression as well. I feel sad, anytime at that point where I don't even really, I wouldn't say that I don't have depression anymore, because there are times in where what does actually make me depressed these days is working on music, to be honest. Like, there are times where I would have this big great idea in my head and I wouldn't know how to get it into the music. That in itself does make me feel sad, right? But it does make any producer feel bad. Because, and to deal with that, I said, well, all right, I have an idea in my head, and I can't get it into the music, so it will make me sad. I say, well, all right, the solution to this is to do courses or to do classes or to go there and forward myself as a producer, so that when I have an idea in my head, I could actually get it into the music, therefore eliminating some of the depression I would have. So there's a lot of, you need to, most of the times when it comes to depression and anxiety, you need to have the willpower and the drive to get over it. And the reason why a lot of people have anxiety and depression is because they don't have the will, they don't have anything to look forward to, or they don't have any goals to look. It has so much things. Something as simple as, like, I like to watch movies, I like to go to water parks, I like to go to parties, I like to do a lot of these fun things. These things are fun. I'm looking forward to all of these things. So to do all, especially when you have friends that they're for you and you have people that support you, there's a lot of great things about life out there. There's good and there's bad. And when you focus on the bad, it will depress you. When you focus on only things that could go wrong, you will have anxiety. So
that is so true.
So true.
So true, because I know sometimes, like, especially people who internalize everything. And as you say, like, if you're shy, I've had like I didn't know what it was, honestly. When I was younger, I didn't know what it was. And one day I called the radio station. I used to call 999 a lot back then. And I got anxious and just thinking of what I'm about to do, my back started hurting, right? And then it was down on my spine at the bottom, and then it crawled up and I literally couldn't move. And I saw a movie with that where the lady, I think her name
the
is
spirit of fear.
Yeah. It was fear.
Anxiety is based on fear.
Exactly.
Being afraid
and I
of
froze.
Yeah,
You know?
my anxiety
And
just feel like a warm feeling in my chest. By the time I started to feel that warm feeling, I was like, nope, no, not now.
Yeah.
Control it.
That's
Not
right.
now.
That's right. Buying
You
it.
you calm it. And the good thing about having anxiety is that in my head, I would basically analyze everything that could go wrong and avoid it.
Exactly.
That's
Like
it.
you have a fear of failure, you have a fear of falling. That's how I see it. Basically, what anxiety does feel like to me is like when you sit in a chair and you lean back, the feeling you just get before you fall. That is what it does feel like to me. And if you know, it's basically is the feeling you just get is the fear of falling and hurting yourself.
Exactly.
So anxiety is basically fear, and as long as you know, all right, all of these things, if I do all of these things, it will go wrong. You try to figure out ways around it, and you do those things around the anxiety. And that's how I was. If I know, all right, if I know to myself that when I go on radio, I am afraid that I would say something stupid, I would make a script beforehand and just read the script or go with the script or have some pointers so that I don't fail or I don't mess up. So that's how I used to deal with my anxiety. I know if I do X, Y, and Z, there's a higher chance of failure if I do it this way. Let me do it another way. So that is how I was able to
being prepared.
Yeah, being prepared.
Will
Yeah,
eliminate that anxiety.
Yeah.
So like for instance, calling the radio station, you're thinking, you think before you call the radio station, everything that you would say, so that when you call the station, you know, well, all right, I'm going to say X, I'm going to do this. There's a less chance of you feeling, and you'll feel more confident in yourself, knowing that, all right, I know I'm going into this, and I know what I'm going to do, I know what to expect to happen, you know, and I have a counteraction for everything that could go wrong. It will kind of help you with your anxiety, and it will be that's how I was able to deal with my anxiety. When it comes to depression, all depression is based in mostly sadness. You do things to make you happy. Buy a box of chicken wing, do something fun, one party, do something, you know, it will simple things that
and
kids
kids help with depression all the time because they make you laugh. They're always doing something that you be like.
My son caught a frog. My son has never seen a frog before in his life, and he saw one yesterday. And when I came home from work, I don't understand anything he was saying, but he was telling me, and he was well talking, explaining all kind of thing. And my his grandmother, he was like, he tried to catch a frog today. So that's what he was telling me. And I was like, oh, but I ain't really want him playing with frogs. But anyway, children does give you, they don't give you any time to be depressed. Because
you've got joy. They're always doing something to make you laugh. And that's
especially if you have extremely active children like my son, they don't give you time to think about any of the problems you would possibly have to make you feel depressed. Because my son does have me going 24/7. And you see how he's most of the day today, I really want him to get up, because if he gets up, he's going to be up all night.
Well, listen, Shayne, we are going to cut this here. I think we got more than enough, and we're definitely going to have you back, especially when, like Nikki said, when we do the mental health, and you know, just to give us pointers, and as well as hearing it from a professional. And so all I can say is, man, I am so impressed with you, and I just want to say thank you so much for being on Table Talk with me and Nikki, and taking the time out to just to chat.
Yeah, it was very enlightening, all the pointers that you give about mental health and depression, it helped. You never know what you say and who you could help. Even if it's one person, you're helping a lot of people.
I also want to add one more thing. When it comes to depression and anxiety, or sometimes just talking to somebody does be enough.
Yes.
You know, even though, because I have a friend, the same sugar, Rachel, the same sugar coated girl.
Yeah.
She never. A lot of people, they have a stigma against mental illnesses in way that people would be afraid to go and seek help. Never be afraid to
Right.
seek help.
Yeah.
Always go out there and seek help. Speak to a doctor. Speak to, even if, well, because there's a lot of doctors that they into this mental health because it is look good, you know.
Mm.
It have, if you know you have a friend that you could trust to speak to them, you could talk to them. I have a the same friend. I just always talk to her because she going through a lot of different problems, and I just always talk to her and I say, "Gil, let me go in a bar, right? Trinidad opening back up. Let me go in a bar and let me go and drink. Let me go and lime. Let me go to a little party, you know." And I say life too short to just be sitting down in darkness and just
That's
withering
right.
away.
That's
And it
true.
has so much nice things out
Especially
there.
when you got the sea and the beaches and the
Yeah,
mango trees and the
yeah, it's nice.
girl.
Yeah.
Plenty nice things. It have water parks. It have all kind of, because we had a pandemic and Trinidad was closed for a little while. All the movies that came out in the US earlier this year for like summer and like
Hmm.
Easter, and all of them coming out at the same time in the movie
Yes.
in cinemas down here in Trinidad. And then from Monday, they officially opening back all the bars and all the
Oh,
clubs and everything. So you could
lovely.
go and you
Okay.
could go on party. Well, as long as you're vaccinated, you could go and party and lime and enjoy yourself, So life kind of turning around, things getting a little better,
There
So,
you
Even,
go.
so
yeah.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be coming home very soon. And when I come home, I'm gonna be texting you to know. I know the part with me. I don't know if I'm gonna be physically next to anybody because I know how you mentioned that, like what happens and stuff like that. But I would like to meet you or the group when I come home if time permits.
Oh
And all
no,
these things. I'm glad home is opening up.
I
Yeah.
have that under control now. So
Good.
you might, I will get the warm feeling in my chest, but you wouldn't notice it. Before, when I was younger, I would literally pass out. But now I will just get a warm feeling and I will get over it. I'll be like,
Okay, good.
she's not gonna bite me or give me anything, so I'll be all
She
right.
might.
Yeah, I will be
No,
all
I'm
right.
joking. I'm
And then
joking.
I learned to control that with my wife, being
Good.
around her all the time. I learned to control it, so
Yeah,
it's
remember
easier
you
to
said that
control
she's
now.
been there for you like from day one and she
Day
helped you
one.
control it.
She,
And
she
that's what you
actually
need as
helped me
well.
out here. She actually
Yeah.
helped me to control it and how to, because she would say, there's nothing to be afraid of, calm down. And
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
kind of helped me out of that. I would still get the feeling, like the warm, anxious feeling, but
Yeah.
I'll get accustomed. I'll get accustomed. I know to control it now.
Very
Yeah.
good. Well, I want to
As a
thank you, Pepsi, again for, Saint Pepsi. Let me call the full name. Thank you so much for joining Table Talk with Nikki G
I
and
might,
Juliette.
I might have
Yeah.
eventually change that.
Huh?
End up with a load. I think I might have eventually change that name.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's very catchy. Very, very catchy. But I know everybody usually change up after a while,
Yeah.
depending on where you stand in your business and growth and all that stuff. Everyone, thank you for tuning in to Table Talk with Nikki G and Juliette. We also have a sponsor today with music, which is the Jab headphones. All right. So you're gonna see us.
That's nice.
Yeah. So, and this is the person is from Grenada. So it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna bring it home so you guys could test it and let me know what you think about it.
Put
And
it on your ears. Let's see. Put it on your ears. Yeah. We gotta at least see how it
let's
looks.
see.
Look. Come on.
It's pretty good. I can't even hear on the outside when I have it on. It's like,
Nice.
and the
Noise
sound
canceling.
system is so great,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
All right.
get you
Look.
one.
Take it off now.
Go to Jabhead on Instagram, check them out, and get you one. All right. Thank you for tuning in to Table Talk.
All right.
Remember
bye-bye.
to like, share, and subscribe. All right, Shayne. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're gonna actually see DJ Pepsi's remix. So here we go. Okay.
Nice.
All right, so we making a remix here, right? This is how my projects normally are. The name of the song is Savage by Bungie Garden, right? It is a pretty simple song. We ain't doing a full track remix where we just doing just like a simple intro, right? So to start it off, we have a 808 section, right? We have the 808, right? And then we have the sample, right? Then down here we have the percussion section, which is this, right? And then we have the kicks and percussion together, hi-hats, like bringing the drums one by one. These are some additional drums that I put in, right? And this is the official carbon media drop on this side here, right? So now this track down here is basically all of these tracks into one. So let me play everything down to the end so we could hear how it sounds, right? So that is basically the remix there. We cut it down.
Bye bye.